Idiot! Crane girl dangles over Toronto. An adventure-seeking woman was ordered to stay away from rooftops and building sites by a court in Canada after she perched on a construction crane high over Toronto for several hours on Wednesday. Unreleased surveillance camera footage captured 23-year-old Marisa Lazo hanging around the perimeter fence of a building site and looking like she was up to no good at around 2:30 a.m. And up was certainly the direction Lazo was headed. Around an hour later, she was first spotted by members of the public dangling on the end of a crane, 150 feet above the ground. Police and firefighters were called to the scene and a rescue attempt began at around 6:30 a.m. But it took 2 hours for a rappelling firefighter to finally bring her back down to earth. The high climber appeared calm as she was handcuffed by the cops, led to a stretcher, and then loaded into an ambulance. Firefighters believe Lazo climbed along the crane's ladder-like structure to the top, then slid down onto the hook using its cables. One of Lazo's friends said she's an adventure seeker with a head for heights, and it wasn't a shock to see her latest stunt. Lazo is the owner of this Instagram account, which documented her thrill-seeking climbing and roof-topping adventures before it was taken down. Lazo, a dual citizen of the US and Canada, faces 6 counts of mischief. She was released on bail of $500 Canadian, with conditions that bar her from construction sites and rooftops. She'll be back in court for another hearing on May 17th. Somehow, though, we have our suspicions that Marisa Lazo's high-climbing days are far from over. Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. Some people will go to extreme lengths to catch a buzz.
Chinese zoo visitor jumps into tiger enclosure for a thrill. A Chinese man jumped into the tiger enclosure from a chairlift when he was visiting a zoo in China's Henan province because he was looking for a thrill. The 40-year-old man was visiting the Wangcheng Park in Luoyang City on December 19th when the safety net above the tiger enclosure caught his attention. He thought the safety net was well built and wanted to jump down and do a backward somersault off the net for a thrill. Things did not go according to plan and he just crashed into the net. Zoo employees who came to the man's aid said he did not appear to be mentally unhinged.
Brazilian man killed after bungee jump accident. This video captures the shocking moment a Brazilian thrill seeker died in front of his family in a bungee jump gone horribly wrong. The incident happened on Sunday in Sao Paulo state, when the 36-year-old man thought it would be a good idea to jump off an 130-foot-high railway bridge with an elastic cord tied around his ankle. The only problem was that no one apparently checked the length of the cord. The man slammed headfirst into the ground, but somehow didn't die immediately. First responders arrived on the scene and rushed the man to the hospital, but the head trauma proved too great and he died soon afterward. Things could have been a lot worse, though. The man originally planned to jump with his 6-year-old son, but decided at the last minute that he would do it solo. Sadly, however, the poor boy witnessed his father's gruesome death. The man's horrified wife, brother, and his brother's girlfriend also watched the fatal bungee jump. The man had hired a team of extreme sports specialists to help him do the jump, and police seized the team's equipment and were investigating the death. The Pope-lick monster strikes again. Ohio resident Roquel Bain is the latest thrill seeker to die in pursuit of a legendary monster whose myth has claimed many lives. According to legend, the half-goat, half-human creature hypnotizes people into crossing the Pope-lick trestle, where they then meet their death by train. Bain and her boyfriend heard the story and decided to check out the site in Louisville, Kentucky. The pair were up on the trestle Saturday night when they were surprised by an oncoming train. The two decided to hang over the side of the structure after realizing they wouldn't make it to the other side, but Bain was too slow. She was hit by the train and fell from the trestle, an 80 to 100-foot drop. Bain was pronounced dead at the scene from multiple blunt force injuries. Another victim claimed by the Goat Man. Her boyfriend survived the incident with no injuries. Local residents say the urban legend has been around for decades, Thrill seekers who come to the town mistakenly believe the trestle is abandoned and head in, despite a fence and a sign warning people to stay away. Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews.
Shopping cart joyride goes horribly wrong in Sydney. For this 28-year-old Swedish man, a midnight thrill rolling down a hill ended horrifically when he and his friend decided to take this shopping cart for a spin. After a night out, Robin Walgren and one of his best mates found a shopping cart on the side of the road. Walgren got into the cart while his buddy hopped on the back. The two started rolling down Coogee Bay Road. Carefree, they began picking up speed, racing down the steep road at about 50 miles per hour. Little did they know, a car was coming the other way around the bend at about 37 miles per hour. And unfortunately for the two dudes, shopping carts aren't known for having a great turning ability. The cart crashed into the car with Walgren's friend landing on the side of the road, badly injuring his knee, but still alive. Walgren wasn't so lucky, shooting out of the shopping trolley and landing meters away on a curb. He died at the scene from critical head injuries. The driver of the car was said to be going the speed limit and passed a breathalyzer test on site. It's a real shame those things don't have a built-in braking system.
UK police released graphic video to keep people off train tracks. The British Transport Police and Network Rail have teamed up for their #RealityCheck campaign, a movement designed to warn citizens of the dangers of train tracks, with the slogan, "Real tracks, real trains, real life." The BTP put together a video compilation of near misses caught on CCTV, in the hopes that young people will think before going onto the tracks. Over the last 10 years, almost 170 young people in the UK have been killed while trespassing onto railway tracks, with about half of those under the age of 25. Most of the fatalities occurred when people were hit by trains, but there were also those who were electrocuted or fell from buildings or trains. It appears that most trespassers used the tracks as a shortcut, while some were just looking for a thrill. The video ends with graphic footage of a young man who was left paralyzed after getting hit by a train because he tried to take a shortcut to work. Lesson of the day: don't mess around on train tracks.